All right, how's everybody doing tonight? Yeah, I was watching a video from Eric O from South Main Auto channel, South Main Auto. Yeah, that's it. Eric O. You guys have seen him. Super smart guy, and he was troubleshooting an O2 sensor, and I noticed something when he was troubleshooting. Let me grab some stuff right here. He had a test light, and he was doing some things, and he was doing stuff like this, like clipping stuff on with alligator clips and whatever. And he's a pretty smart guy. So I have no this is not bashing him at all, not in the least. But I wanted to show you what I use for a kit when I'm doing electrical diag, and why I use that. So the biggest problem with electrical diagnostics is, number one, you have to know what is it supposed to do. So if I back probe a connector, what should I be getting for a reading? And if I don't get that reading, you have to stop and think, why am I not getting the reading that I think I should be? One of the checks that you need to make is to make sure that your test equipment is still connected the way you think it should be. And that's why I am not necessarily a huge fan of alligator clips. If you put an alligator clip onto something and it slips off as you're moving around and doing certain things, you could, give yourself a negative result, but you caused it. So if you're looking for power, you don't have power, you're like, oh, this part's got to be bad. It might be because, well, your test equipment fell apart. So let me show you what I do. I do everything based on banana clips. All right. Banana clips are these little deals right here. And that is clear heat shrink, so it is protected down here. They're soldered on. And I'll talk about how I use that. So even with my multimeter, banana clips. Okay. Now, some of the tools and equipment that you're going to need is a big test kit. I'm going to link that in the description below. I'm also going to show a picture here of what this used to look like when it was in its normal case. The normal case didn't last. It lasted about a year, and then I just ended up taking it out and putting it all in here. And then for my multimeter leads, I just took these safety, fully insulated banana clips and made my own leads out of these and some silicone wire. The silicone wire is the same thing that multimeter leads are typically made out of. So now I know some of the other things that I use. Some people use a great big headlight to troubleshoot with. I use a 3157 bulb in a socket that also has male banana, safety banana clip ends on it, so that I can plug it into my various connector adapters. Okay, I can also plug that into, if I needed to, I could plug it into my multimeter on both leads there. If I needed to plug it into an alligator clip, I can plug it into that, both ends. All right, so as you can see, I can connect these to pretty much anything that I need to in order to back probe a connector if I had to. I can also, if I'm going to use a T-pin, and I don't want to use a great big alligator clip, back probe with a T-pin, very carefully of course, and then that hooks onto that T-pin very securely. Let's see if I can show you a better picture of that. I don't know if that is focusing or not, but that's the way that works. Then I don't have to worry about accidentally touching another pin in that socket. And this also works with, here are my normal leads for my lab scope. Here I can clip that on here, grab an adapter, clip it right in. I can still piggyback here if I need to, as well as on the negative side. So you see, I don't need to use alligator clips for all of these connections. So I don't have to worry about my test equipment just falling apart and giving me a wrong reading. So how did I make all of this? Well, I got 3 different kits here that do the banana, add a banana clip to pretty much anything. So the way I did these here was I just used the male pins out of this kit, soldered that on, and away I go. Got these. The wire would typically come in here, and I could stack them here if I needed to. Let me see if I have one that's like that. It's basically the same thing as on my lead here. I can stack those on my lab scope leads. So you see how versatile that can be. Even my multimeter leads. My multimeter leads, I either have that so I can go to an adapter, or I can just put my lead on there and poke and hope like normal. I do have a test light that is set up that way. This isn't one of them. This is my normal test light. So I typically use this bulb if I'm going to load a circuit, so I don't use that test light quite as often. Now, what's the advantage of doing it this way? Well, here is a Lang 10-foot retractable test leads. I put the same ends on that. This typically runs, this one is $21. I put these ends on here for less than probably about $5. So what's that give me, $26? You can buy a set that has 2 leads in it, and it has banana jacks, but it's over $50. So why not just do it this way? It's cheaper. So really what I wanted to get at was Eric O was testing the O2 sensor. He was back probing. He was using some alligator clips. I've seen him use a big screwdriver and an alligator clip to touch a negative battery cable or whatever. When you get readings that you're not expecting, so if you're looking for power and you don't have power there, you're going to assume that the circuit is dead, but it could actually be your test equipment. So I urge every mechanic to get some of these banana jacks, get them soldered onto things like your test light, your multimeter leads. Make a set of multimeter leads. Use your long 10-foot retractable test leads, put them on the end of that. That way you know any adapter you pull out of here is going to fit right on there and do what you need to do. And if worse came to worse, you can plug these straight into your multimeter, and it gives you 10-foot test leads for your multimeter. Okay. Now, the reason I did all of that was because it was very frustrating when you use one piece of equipment and it doesn't hook to another piece without some type of alligator clip, or, you know, just trying to figure it out. So if I had, for instance, my lab scope leads don't fit my test probe, my connector probe thingies, all right? They don't fit. So what am I going to do? Well, all I had to do was just take this piece that I bought for less than, I bought a whole pack for less than $10, and now I can plug that in like that, plug it into whatever I need to, and it'll stay there. Better than, you know, some alligator clip, which is the way I was doing it before. Okay, so I will link all of this stuff down in the description below. This was just kind of a really quick video because I saw Eric O's video today when I was out here cleaning the shop. I got my toolbox back in the garage and I was cleaning that up, watching his video in the garage, and I said, wait a minute, there's a better way. There's definitely a better way. So every mechanic needs to get a setup like this, and it's not expensive. It's not expensive at all. All of your test equipment should hook to each other and keep you from getting false readings. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for the next video.